comes to execution, it's a lot more straightforward. So now at least, you know, you can kind of work on the other things. Instead of being focusing on the other more difficult, more unique, more diverse game plan, you can focus on the execution. If you're trying to go for a full-on team fight, now you can really focus on actually getting to the fight instead of having multiple ways, multiple strategies, and then every single time you walk up to try and execute it, you get stunned, you get countered, you get chunked down before the fight even begins. That's what I would go for personally. But for Rebellion, they're going straight for first pick actually for game number 2.
So already some kind of adjustment for Coach Far. A change is needed, man. Like, whatever the change is, but you just like, as you said, Arashi, nothing too complicated. But I just realized, to be honest, like, is there someone out there that when the game was paused in like 30 seconds just now, they just took a walk outside or like took a toilet break, and they came back and the game is over?
I don't know, maybe, man. Possibly, right? If it's a long toilet break. But this time, at least, Rebellion have taken the blue side, and I'm not sure. I mean, Rebellion, BIGETRON, the thing is, BIGETRON are more successful on the red side, and that's what's concerning here. With Rebellion taking the blue side away, it's almost like BIGETRON Alpha wanted the first game win on blue so that they could take the red side, not by force, but just through Rebellion's choices.
Well, let's see, man. Here are the heroes from the first game. Now the Zas gets stolen by Rebellion. It's already a bit more survivability, but like we said, they had the survivability advantage in game number 1. It's about the rest of the team. Is there enough damage? Is there enough crowd control as well? For BIGETRON, the Roger is still available. If they want to go for the good old Valentina, that can be an option, or the Aurora has been very popular as well.
Your team is picking.
Still gonna be the Arlet, possibly Luke, possibly Key, because this guy can be flexed towards the Roamer, at least for BIGETRON Alpha, but Eman on the Harith is, oh man, this is like a Skylar Claw tier, man. Eman on this guy with the Bargain Hunter. Just gonna snowball in the early game and getting all the kills.
Yeah, again, maybe they're looking for, you know, an even faster game with a snowball pick like this. They saw game number 1 and they were like, hey, you know what? The Moskov took a bit long to get online. Maybe we get a Harith here and then see what happens because BIGETRON Alpha, I think their last pick will probably be Aurora or Faramis. They were the ones to actually ban out the Faramis in game number 1 after picking up the Zask. So they still have that answer available for them. Meanwhile, for Rebellion, they're forced to go for the Lunox. Okay, so there you go. Response together with the Phoveus, no flex potential, or maybe the Lunox. You could say mid or gold because Swalo does play Lunox, and I remember him being very, very good,
especially in the early game. Level 2, level 3, Swalo with the Lunox. I believe when we last saw it, he was diving in all the way into the opposing team's jungle with the Lunox. With the Zask though, I guess in theory you can switch it around. The Phoveus though, I find very interesting. Now with the Harith and Arlet, who has dashes that aren't really that far away. Remember, with the revamp of this Phoveus, the range of that ultimate now is a lot shorter. But when it comes to a front to back, you know, just a full-on brawl, a fist fight, this Phoveus has a lot more ways to stay relevant. But now with the damage output of BIGETRON, Harith and Lilia, they're lacking physical damage coming through, but there's still a lot of burst damage available. If Rebellion fall too far behind, this Phoveus will jump like once and get immediately swatted out of the air.
Yeah, and the fact that they pick Lilia, it's a good kiting potential against a Phoveus. You can pretty much dog walk the Phoveus all over the place with this pick. And you get the Ice Queen 1, the slows, the TPS, the slow burning effect of Glowing 1. It's gonna come in handy, but we got a fact here throughout MPL Philippines. Season 14, Harith had a 100% ban and pick rate. He was banned 20 times and picked 13 times. So taking a page out of the best region currently in this book. This pick is just really makes sense for BIGETRON Alpha.
For Rebellion now, it gets to a point where at this point they need to start banning out the jungles too, right? Because the Arlet is so flex, so they can't really go for, well, technically they can. They can go for roamer bans too, but I think it'll be just safer for them to ban out jungle. But even saying that is tough. because it will definitely put them more at risk of not getting some of these jungle picks, more so than BIGETRON Alpha. BIGETRON are fine with it. They have first pick in red side. Rebellion decides to ban out the Roger, so that's another jungler taken out of the board. BIGETRON can continue this by banning out another jungler, and then it'll just be a battle of whose hero pool is bigger. Is it Super Ken or is it Ryota? And based on the matches we've seen in MPL ID, I think it is safe to say it is Super Ken.
Exactly. The Prodigy with a massive hero pool, both utility, fighters, and assassins at his disposal. Now, do they want to really ban out something like a Joy, right? Narrow it down even more? Or will Rebellion, after banning away the Roger, kind of realize, like, hang on a second, we kind of need something of our own. Unless they have a pocket pick ready for Ryota, it's going to be a tough situation to be in. Look at the fans for Rebellion rallying their team to try and get something done.
That is an interesting ban coming from Coach Rura, knowing that Mathilda is probably the only, like, one of the heroes that BIGETRON Alpha utilized the best out of all the teams in MPL Indonesia Season 14. But yeah, shout out to RBL fans, man. This is like RRQ EVOS level noise that we have here near the English nest, and surely Sway Low is enjoying the sounds. He feels motivated.
Absolutely, that's what you need, man, when the whole world is against you, when you're 0-5 in the regular season. You need some of these fans to actually, you know, give you a reality check. You still have fans waiting, you still have fans expecting, and even though you're 0-5, the fans are still here to support them. They gotta show up in game 2. It's now or never, man. You gotta show these fans something. And they go with the high-low ban to finish off the banning phase of game number 2.
No high-lows available. So they're still expecting some kind of big tank EX from BIGETRON. But there's so many options available. I mean, if they want to go for something, they might go for something mobile in the hands of Luke, just because with the Lunox, you don't want to get stuck there for too long, because the Chaos Balls will take you down.
How about a Guru? I think we're gonna see an interesting pick in the XP lane, knowing that Phoveus, we don't really see this hero much often, so the counter is gonna be quite interesting, unless the Arlet goes EXP, and Key's gonna pick a hero for his own. Now Rebellion Esports 2 last pick in this game number 2. What's gonna be the answer?
At this point, you know, up against the Alpha, they might need something. It feels like, what, Edith should work. They can put it on Rome too, right? I mean, play with the flex potential also. I don't know if you, to be fair, if you pick up the Edith, probably it will just be Rome and Phoveus goes XP, so maybe there's not flex there, but still it would be better than giving it away to Super Ken. My main concern isn't really the Rome. My main concern is what is Ryota going to be playing in the jungle. They go for the Benedetta, so that's the... They were talking about the Electo sword. We get to see it, and the Jawhead too. All right, Jawhead and the Benedetta jungle.
Interesting approach here. A lot of pick of style, a lot of part control too, but it's all very single target. Right, for BIGETRON, they have a great AoE coming in with the Spear of Alpha, with the Final Slash, especially with Delilia in their hands. There's a chance that they can kind of out-sustain, outplay a lot of these single target card controls, and then go for a massive counter engage and win that way for BIGETRON.
Last pick for Coach Rura. The Outlet can still be flexed, whether it's Rome or XP lane, even though the Kitty is not that great for Key, but it's gonna be the Yu Zhang. I believe this is the second pick of the Dragon this season, and it's only for BIGETRON Alpha so far. They're the only team that made it work in Season 14, a hero that hasn't seen a lot of airtime in this meta, considering there's just much better option the XP lane. It's gonna be used by Super Luke himself, a guy that a lot of people are seeing as the best EXP laner currently in Indonesia. As we take a look at the draft index favoring RBL just a little bit, especially on that damage potential, Arashi.
Definitely a lot of bursts, a lot of single target as well. So it comes down to the pressure around the map. Now Rebellion has more to say, because if it comes down to it and it becomes a quick, decisive burst of damage from both teams, Rebellion has a better chance of actually securing a kill.
David versus Goliath. A mission. It's gonna be hard to execute for the Blue Bulls. Can they make it? Can they do the impossible? It is BIGETRON Alpha versus Rebellion Esports.
To Mobile
They look up once again, and they see BIGETRON Alpha waiting at the top. Rebellion Esports, it's not an easy climb. It's a very tough one at that. But we'll have to see with the fans here in the building still going full throttle to support Rebellion. It better be time for them to wake up and to show MPL ID that they can get a win against the top dogs.
Look at that EXP lane though. The Yuzong we haven't seen for too long. We don't see a lot of vulnerable members on the side of Rebellion either. It really seems like it's meant to really shut down his phobias, win in the 1v1, abuse him, and make sure that cars won't be a pesky problem when it comes to that late game execution. For now, you can see that with this Benedetta jungle, Ryota's actually getting a bit of an advantage when it comes to the clearing. Already getting the lethal, but of course Super Ken likes this pathing, man. Gets him that level 4 really quick. Might even sneak a quick gank here considering the situation. Look at the emblems here by IndieHome. Weapon Mastery for Eman.
Wow.
He thinks it might go the distance. And on the other side for Matt, Master Assassin, trying to assert that dominance with the Wooden's Blessing for both the Jawhead and the Zaz. I think Rebellion will make a play.
Yeah, okay, still able to see it, but the Ven just now goes in with a reset. Luke will be rotating as well. Good first blood over Luke. First use the Furious Dive. Rebellion strike first. But Super Ken will be rotating over.
Always the problem with Key on the Alet. Easily punished because like, that is just the true nature of the hero. Like there's no disengage potential unless you have a lot of combo in your hands with a Vengeance to get out. Now, Rebellion Esports, they have the first blood. They dealt the first strike. Can they actually make it consistent throughout the game?
It's going to be a bit of a waiting game, and Moreno, keep in mind, has the sprint. Haven't seen that in a while, but he's afraid of the chase coming in. Super Ken though gets low.
Oh, X-Win with a flicker forward. Now with the Vengeance, Super Ken still able to survive. X-Win losing a whole lot of the momentum coming down. Now the blooms as well from Moreno. Gets brought back. Sway low, getting the kill with the Dominators Ascent. Luke, meanwhile, stopping Ryota from getting this turtle. Now in a 1v4 situation, Luke goes in with Furious Dive and Electrify on the Sway low. Gets the damage and now turns it around completely for BIGETRON Alpha. As Key gets the final slash and BTR somehow get the turtle.
Whoa, was that? That was practically in the back line, 1v3, 1v4. That's a Yuzong. Wow.
There was assistance, but Super Luke, as always, delivers. Moreno, though, like I was saying, concerned about the chase potential of a highly mobile Phobias and Benedetta, goes with the sprint in the situation. That makes him a bit less versatile. But look at the new record here, as we were talking about earlier, when it comes to the quickest game.
Playoff day 2 of season 10. 10 minutes, 36 seconds against BTR.
Yes,
and now
sir.
they're the one that's dealing the damage here against Rebellion Esports. So it comes full circle in MPL ID.
Yeah, the fastest game of season 14 is Fnatic versus Rebellion, 10:22, and we got that stat as well. Last time it was BIGETRON, Fnatic, Onyx. It was still Onyx back in the day. Oh, final slash, good read from Key. And it was in season 10, yeah. That was actually when Matt's twin brother, Max, was in the lineup. Matt actually winning in this matchup against Eman up top. The GOAT, Matt.
It won't be a punish, though. Unstoppable force for X-Win, but Key gets out of it.
Good flicker out. Ken getting chunked at the Nightmaric spawn, doing work, and Rebellion are doing a good job so far.
And the fans, man, they're super supportive to Matt. Every time Matt is making a play, it's always the oohs and ahs from the crowd. The Rebels looking to empower their players in this match. Try to make it happen. Meanwhile, though, Super Luke.
Furious Dive and the Petrified baited out. Now Cars actually decided to go for an infernal pursuit. Super Luke gonna be outplayed. Cars winning it out. Sway low with a good rotation to catch BIGETRON Alpha off guard.
Once again, the fans are quite happy seeing the display in the early game. 4 kills to 2 so far for the Blue Bulls against the #1 in the standings.
Now BIGETRON having to play careful. No retribution available for now. Just kind of sent away from this turtle pit. Rebellion actually getting control right here. Equalizing when it comes to the goal, when it comes to the turtle. But look at the top side, Matt.
Ooh, good dodge there with the Chaos Order. Reading Key's movement. Well, the fact that Matt winning against Eman, something that I gotta say, I didn't really expect, even though he's on a Lunox, because in the first game earlier was an absolute domination from Eman.
Due to the aggressive emblem choices for sure. helps Matt's case here when it comes to the 1v1, when it comes to the laning. Now Eman has the Starlium, might kind of change things up for now. As you can see from the side of, oh, never mind, whoa.
Stable force used up already. Sway low actually going to be able to disengage. Dominators are set now coming down. Oh, what a combo! Ryota gets the final blow. Mats finding the fadeaway with the Chaos Pulse. Two more kills for Rebellion.
Finally, we haven't seen this kind of play from Rebellion very often. Probably the first time so far. The poetry in motion, it was like BTR. Watching BTR in game number 1, Arashi.
It was Suelo jumping in and doing a ton of damage off the back of a great Dominator descent. With a glowing one available. The tower falling. You hear the cheers. Look at Super Luke baited again.
Gets a petrifying. And the Fierce Dive in. Now the knock-up again. It's a bait from Cars. And he gets it done with the Infernal Pursuit.
They're doing a great job here of making use of Luke's aggressivity. We talked about how he's always so aggressive. He always wants to win the lane, demolish that lane, and get to work. But now Rebellion are using it to really punish him. The rotations coming in from Suelo have always been on point this game. 15 seconds to go. A 2k gold lead for Rebellion. BIGETRON definitely can get a winning fight, but it's very situational.
Yeah.
Showing that Rebellion can kind of do a lot of different things here. Oh, go for a pickup.
Again, Super Kendo bringing it back with Spear of Alpha, still going to be caught in front of Pursuit, sacked down by Suelo. Moreno forced to use the black shoes to escape. Ryota still going for the chase. Super Luke in the back as well. Getting caught by the Infernal Pursuit. X-Wit is looking for the ejector. Luke, can he escape? The ejector back as well, but he gets out with the Furious Dive. Matt is the one who secures. Oh, Ryota, final blow, forcing the Black Dragon. Almost getting the Phantom Slash. Ryota steals the orange buff away from BTR. That's a 2.8k gold lead. 3k now.
More and more for the Blue Bulls at this point. But they're gonna watch out against BTR, man. They're called the robots for a reason. The systematic gameplay, the macro decisions, they're a reason. There's a reason for them to be standing in the #1 place in MPL Indonesia. They cannot let the pedal, or like, they have to still step on the gas pedal.
What's difficult for BIGETRON right now is they don't really want to allow someone to get thrown into the midst of Rebellion. We talked about the advantage when it comes to burst, especially with that Lunox and the Zask later on. But that allows X-Win to have so much more pressure. In game number 1, he was kind of outmatched by Key, by Luke. But now when he walks forward, everyone is forced to back away on the off chance that he kind of throws someone in. Ryota and Super Kendo caught in a duel.
No, the final blow to Super Ken. Decided not to go for the Spear of Alpha just yet.
That is a huge item for Cars, securing that Dominance Ice. So the 1v1s from now on is going to be much easier for these Phobias, and also the utility for the whole team overall as X-Win
Engage up toward Key. Key's going to be caught. The unstoppable force there locks him down for Matt to just get those free hits down. Key down for the second time this game.
They're able to clear the turret, but for how long, right? With the mid lane still being pressured at the same time. 20 seconds to go, Rebellion. Go for the pressure, and they rotate immediately. BIGETRON, surprisingly, are able to save that last turret. Looking at the quick player head-to-head here between Cars and Super Luke. Luke definitely had the higher KDA, but teamfight participation is on Cars. On the Phobias this time, he is definitely going to be looking to be more active when it comes to just the brawl, not just the initiation.
The fact there's a lot of things that can trigger your ultimate. Car is going to have the time of his life, combined with the Vengeance as well, the probability, durability. Something to look out for if you're a BIGETRON Alpha, and now Cars goes in.
It's caught there, so has Vengeance. We don't see the back line now. Super King can be caught. Uses Spear of Alpha. Super Luke taking out him. Did they pitch down? 3 members of BIGETRON Alpha falling to the blue poles.
Interesting engage there for BIGETRON Alpha. They actually went for a all-out brawl against this kind of composition. When Cars is 2-0-2 with a Vengeance, you're just asking for it, Arashi.
They're just not strong enough at this point. The gold lead extends to 6k. Even though BIGETRON Alpha had moments where there was some kind of combo with the Spear of Alpha, with Moreno outputting damage, it's just not enough right here. Moreno in particular, only with the glowing one, he needs at least, I think, 2 more items before he can really be a significant threat that can't be ignored. Even Eman now is only standing on 2 items, no Holy Crystal available. So without that extra bit of damage, his damage is kind of negligible.
Oh man, a single hit From that skill from Zaz is already 1/3 of Super Luke HP. It's not looking good for Yuzhong. It's definitely not the hero that you look forward to play in this kind of situation, on a losing situation. I feel like Yuzhong is getting worse and worse in this point. Meanwhile, though, Super Ken still chasing Ryota, but nothing too much yet.
Great play by Super Luke there. Doesn't immediately jump on the chance, just waits around, just in case the backup is required to maybe save Super Ken or maybe even finish out a kill. They're going to be able to clear the Lord out and still hang on to at least, I believe, one more mid turret or even both mid turrets. The Lilia clear definitely showing strong here. As X-Wing gets revealed, BIGETRON will have a bit of a moment to recover.
This is what we're talking about, Arashi. Benedetta, Electro Katana, and Mythic Warrior edition. Looking at Ryota right away on cue.
Oh, the Furious Dive. Oh, eye for an eye, Ryota! Great time frames there. Meanwhile, Moreno getting stomped to the ground. It was Scars and Swaylo who took him out. Now free turret in the mid lane. It's a 1-0 Ryota. Great play.
Love to see it, man. The cheers for Matt. Every time he gets a kill, every time he gets a turret, every time he makes a play, the Rebels is there to support him.
Ooh.
To let him know that he belongs in this league.
Okay, gets thrown again.
Again, Key won't be able to survive. Oh, pops into conceal. Now getting dove! Matt! Getting the brilliance down. Super Ken forced to use the Spear Bomb defensively as that's, again, just Emon getting knocked up. Getting the resets for Cars with that Infernal Pursuit. 9,000 gold lead. The battle of heaven and earth continues.
A brilliant play indeed by Matt. From a brilliant player, and now they're looking to capitalize on that. Taking down the mid-turret, Moreno might be in trouble!
The ejector flicker from X-Win. Moreno didn't even get a chance to pop in the black shoes. BTR down to just their base turrets.
It was desperately trying to clear the wave, try to save that last turret there. Fortunately gets punished for it. We looked at some of the items earlier. Amon is trying to go for that Holy Crystal, still going all in on that aggressive itemization. He knows that team will require his damage when it comes to turning this around. There'll be a Queen's Wings completed for Super Ken though. So when it comes down to it, when it becomes an all-out 5v5, a last-ditch effort, BIGETRON will have some tools to try and work around with. But on the other side, Matt, the guy who's been doubted, he has a Wishing Lantern on top of a Divine Blade. He is doing an insane amount of damage at this point. And Cars going full defense. When with the Thunderbolt, he's been able to proc it multiple times, and he has a Dominance Eyes with a Radiant Armor. So he has great defensive capabilities for both magical and physical.
Also got a game pack here from Kopei. Lilia is Moreno's second most picked hero since his debut in Season 10 with 18 picks and a 50% win rate. So not really the greatest win rate for Moreno, but he progressed as a player so far in his career. But Arashi, it just dawned on me, it is a 15-2. A team that hasn't won a single match this season is up 12k gold lead in 13 minutes. Wow.
They just can't do anything. They have no real front line can tank up that damage. The fact that they went for the Yuzhong in the EXP lane to try to bully the Phobius means that now they have to suffer the consequences when he is unable to do so. With the Lord coming in on the bottom side, Rebellion, they are ready. Watch out for X-Win to make the big play happen.
X-Win, but you can see already, Super Ken still there. Cars trying to utilize that. That's going to be enhanced Lord charge into the base turret in the bottom lane, taking it down. Moreno tasked to clear it up. Meanwhile, down there's a Ascent coming down. X-Win get an ejector onto Key now with his Unstoppable Force. Get an Immortality down. Key will not be able to survive. Gets the final slash still onto Ryota, who's forced to use the Eye for an Eye. Down there's a Ascent still on it. This might be Rebellion's game to win. That's a Black Dragon form used up. Swaylo on the base. That's a base turret up top as well. 3 base turrets down. X-Win taking low. Still a lot of damage placed on the Imanas. Infernal Pursuit comes out with the Phantom Slap too. Super Ken from the fan. X-Win losing Immortality. Mats into the front, getting the Brilliance down. Super Ken and Super Luke. Only 2 supers left to defend. Rebellion Esports get a game against BIGETRON Alpha.
Oh my god. We said it. It's almost impossible to recover from what happened in game number 1. And they somehow replicated against the number 1 in the standings.